The most important aspect of this gap is probably that companies have the biggest struggle when it comes to supply chain. The past model of outsourcing responsibility and insourcing cost benefits is no longer really a tenable proposition because corporate reputation is extended through the supply chain. And as transparency keeps to be on the rise globally, corporations are waking up now to the importance of actually doing something to improve supply chain conditions. Already 80% of our participants have the desire in the supply chain that their suppliers live up to higher standards, but only 18% actually undertake action to support suppliers in these activities. That's one of the most glaring gaps. Another important finding of the report is that the longer a company engages in the UN Global Compact, the more action it does in this area, and actually the greater the benefits are, both for the company and for society. Because once a company embraces tools and guidance is available, they start partnerships, they engage locally through social investment, community activities, and the likes. And that is very encouraging finding because it confirms that these issues are of long-term significance. The last key finding I want to share with you is the fact that companies get the big picture on sustainability challenges. As business has gone global, they understand they can only succeed if markets also succeed. You cannot be successful in markets that fail. And as business is less and less a resource taker and increasingly a market builder because they want to grow with the market, they have a direct stake in society's health, long-term stability, and overall viability. That means more and more partnerships are taking place, especially at the country level, where we have now more than 101 local networks all over the world, and business engages with civil society, with other actors to tackle issues from water scarcity to women empowerment and the likes. So this collaborative aspect is immensely growing. These were kind of the four key findings of the report, the highlights. There's great detail and richness in the analysis. We have to thank Wharton Business School and others for helping us in doing this enormous amount of work. It's the largest survey of its kind. Over 1,700 companies have participated with very detailed, in-depth questionnaires and checking on the feedback. It's quite a major effort that has been made there. Secondly, I would like to give you a little bit of a preview of what's ahead. Every 3 years, the Global Compact convenes what we call a leader summit. We basically call back the CEOs and investors, civil society, to take stock and to look into the future and to agree on what can be done collectively to improve many of the issues that are on the agenda. And the big deliverable we are working on is an architecture for business engagement in support of the post-2015 agenda of the United Nations, trying to unleash what we call massive issue platforms where business can collaborate, whether it's women empowerment, climate issues, anti-corruption, water, business for peace, and other issues. So we are very ambitious for our Leader Summit, 19-20 September. I believe there is accreditation for press and media is open, and Kristen Coco from my office is back here. She would be pleased to accredit press and media at the Leader Summit. The Secretary General will chair the Leader Summit. He will open it. We will have also a special private sector lunch with heads of states and ministers with a particular focus on Africa, on employment, on innovative finance, and we have high expectations that over the lunch discussions with CEOs and government officials and civil society, we'll be able to launch a new focused effort on responsible African entrepreneurship and show how business-led, market-led development can sustain overall growth across the continent. There will also be many other deliverables at our Leader Summit, including new issue platforms. The most significant one, all three are very significant. One is on business and education with a special envoy, Gordon Brown, and UNESCO and UNICEF. One will be on business for peace, a very ambitious undertaking, building on work we have done in the past already, but now scaling it up. And the third one is on business and sustainable agriculture. It's work in progress. It won't be completed by the summit, but we want to show already where the dialogue and the negotiations stand, because it's obviously a very key issue on the nutrition, food side, and small-scale agriculture development in many parts of the world. In short, we hope the Leader Summit will inspire a new level of engagement. It will unlock a much more massive collaborative effort where business not only individually strive to be sustainable in their own right, but where they're also willing to collaborate together with other partners. Maybe I'll leave it at that as an introduction, and if there are any questions, I would be happy to give answers.
Hi, thank you. Austin Arrington from Media Global News. I have two quick questions. First, to what extent is the Global Compact involved with conservation of natural resources and ecosystem services? And secondly, recently parties to the Nauru Agreement presented a draft to reduce overfishing of tuna in the Pacific Ocean by 30% from foreign fishers, and I was wondering if Global Compact had a statement.
We have a major stake on climate change issues. Our Caring for Climate platform is the largest business-led platform. We are official partners now of the Conference of Party meetings. Our main focus on environmental area is climate and water. We have a very large water meeting just last week in Stockholm, where we try to mobilize business to become also stewards for water issue. We are supporting IUCN. We have put out guidance on diversity, and we support a number of activities in this area. But we don't have a single focused activity on diversity issues so far.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.